All right, Guns of the Patriots, Act 2. This is Act 2. This is the second part of the game. We're going to South America, I believe. If I remember correctly, this one has a really cool intro. So, or the cutscene is a pretty dope cutscene. Pretty classic Metal Gear stuff going on in this one. I'm pumped for it. Let's do it. Oh, this is one of my favorite levels, by the way. Let's check it out. Act 2, Solid Sun.
Patriots, you mean? The data we got from Arsenal Gear was a load of crap. 12 founders who have all been dead for 100 years. Give me a break. We know they exist today. If the purpose of this battlefield control system is to control IDs, it fits in with their plans perfectly.
Seizing control of the world's ID systems and then using them to manipulate the economy and information flow. For the Patriots, that's the ultimate prize. You might say the Patriots are the embodiment of the war economy.
Everything that Solid has feared 5 years ago, it's all come to pass.
The Patriots are trying to protect their power, their own interests, by controlling the digital flow of information.
Now, with the media and global opinion under complete control, not even the UN can stand up to them.
Then Liquid's insurrection is against them.
Exactly. It would seem as though Liquid has taken up Big Boss's cause. An age of persistent universal warfare. A world where mercenaries are free from domination. In a sense, the Outer Heaven Big Boss envisioned is already a living reality.
You mean the PMCs and their war business?
Right now, Liquid is a slave to the Patriots, forced to fight their proxy wars for them.
He must be dying to break free of their spell.
Beneath the surface, a new Cold War is brewing between Liquid and the Patriots over who will survive.
And no matter who wins, the world has no future. Until we stop Liquid and destroy the system, we'll never be free.
Snake, what we call peace is an equilibrium kept in check by the war economy. Destroying the system means wiping out the information society, the end of modern civilization. Like it or not, we may have no choice but to protract the system.
Damn. Relevant.
Snake, here's what we know about the current battle. Rebel guerrilla units are advancing on the base of the government PMC troops. That base appears to be Liquid's safe house. According to Naomi's data, she's being held prisoner inside the compound.
That's where she is.
Assuming the data is correct. And one more thing.
What now?
The government PMC troops have been operating at high altitudes. We have reports that it's starting to upset the balance of the nano-machine control system.
Meaning?
Meaning the low blood oxygen content seems to have an effect on their nano-machines, giving them a slight edge in battle. Be careful.
Steer clear of altitude sickness. Got it.
Vamp. What? That was the whole thing with Decoy Ox. He could look like anybody.
Leave one.
Don't forget this face. This is the face of the bastard who killed your comrades.
That's not going to work out too well for me. I don't think you can count on having any allies in this region.
More guerrillas will be coming to storm the safe house. He must be among their numbers. Sooner or later he will come. Don't let down your guard.
I think with this stage, if you move quickly enough, like time of day passes a little bit. And I think if you move quickly enough, you can rescue more of the resistance fighters. See, it was just face camo. Of course it was. Of course. Come on. What were you thinking? Yeah, these guys. I think if you move quickly, you can save them, but I can't guarantee that I'll do that. I'll try to save a few. I'll do what I can. Promise.
Otacon, what the hell?
That was Vamp. I'm sure of it. I'll never forget that face.
Those were PMC soldiers with him. Is he involved in Liquid's plan?
We watched him die in Manhattan. Damn it, he won't leave us alone. Snake, could Vamp be immortal?
Not a chance. This is the real world, not some fantasy game.
I swear, the next time he shows up...
Not now, Otacon.
Right. I know. Snake, according to satellite imagery procured by Mei Ling, the facility where Naomi's being held is to the north, along a mountain road. I'm sending the location to your map.
Mei Ling? What's she up to these days?
Taking command of the Missouri, apparently.
The Missouri? That's a World War II battleship.
The museum contract in Hawaii expired some time ago. I hear it's now being used as a virtual training vessel.
No kidding.
Not for actual combat training, of course, but rather to get sailors used to seamanship on an analog vessel. Or so I hear. After the mess at Shadow Moses, Mei Ling kinda got put out to pasture.
Even so, making captain at her age, that's pretty impressive.
Rumor has it she caught the eye of some lecherous old admiral who got her promoted. She always did have a thing for older men.
Maybe it's too early to retire after all.
Thinking of taking a little training on an analog vessel, Snake?
No. At this point, I've got no need for any more training.
Fair enough. Listen, Snake. When you get there, remember, the conflict between the PMCs and the rebels has nothing to do with your mission. There's no reason for you to get involved or take sides. That said, creating some sort of impact on the battlefield could produce better conditions for sneaking. The rebels are targeting the facility being used by the PMCs as a base. This is more or less the same spot where Naomi's being held. If you aid the rebels, they might get rid of some of the PMCs and help carve a path for you to sneak in.
That freak I just saw, with the tentacles, was it using the same octo-camo system as my suit?
Yeah?
I thought that technology was of your own design.
Actually, I kind of based it on some designs Sonny snagged off the net.
And the data came from?
DARPA?
So in other words, we're on equal ground technologically.
Sorry, I guess I should have told you.
And by the looks of things, they know I'm coming too.
Yeah, It could be a trap. Stay sharp.
All right, I want to assure you that I have played this area
Head for the
many
research
times.
lab where Naomi's being held. It's to the north.
I used to keep a save game because I liked this part so much.
Who's that? Stand up.
But I don't guarantee that you're going to get a great performance out of here. It's a really tough area. If you move quickly,
No one here after all.
you can take this guy out. But don't jump down there because there's no way out. You'd have to go through the front door, and that's where all the soldiers are on the right side there. Rooftop to rooftop, like some kind of ninja. I believe if you act quickly, you can save some of these dudes' lives. But this is pretty risky taking these shots. Maybe I can lure them out.
Get the weapons and let's move.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you help out those resistance fighters, you see, and they fight for you. Bam! That's how you do that. Ooh, yeah. Let them do the fighting for me. Oh, man. They didn't last very long, though.
Suppressing fire.
Are they all toast? Yeah, it looks like they all died.
Rise and
Well,
shine.
at least they took out a couple of... Maybe they took out a couple of guys. Or they created enough of a distraction.
Still alive? Come on.
Watch that threat ring, man.
HQ, come in.
This is HQ.
The enemy is attacking unknown position.
Shit. Get down.
Who goes there?
Acknowledged.
Shit.
Sending reinforcements. Use extra caution.
Dudes, I thought for sure he was going to spot me. Oh, my heart's pounding. I don't know why he didn't. He totally should have.
Come on, wake up.
Is that guy watching right there? Yeah. Oh, damn. They're probably going to start hunting for me. I'm going to have to hide. I don't know that they'll come back here. This might be a good hiding spot, actually. But if we watch that radar, seems like there's nobody over here. We can climb in through here. I believe there's something in here. I don't recall. Let's use that night vision goggles. Oh, it's some regain. All right. Oh, that guy did go around to the back.
This is HQ.
You see it on the radar?
All clear.
Is that soldier behind me?
Understood. The state of alert has been lifted. Resume positions.
Yeah, there's nobody here. Wonder if I can lure out more people. Like if they spot that guy. Nope. Nope. We're going to try to get a bunch of the stuff here, by the way. There's a lot of hidden little stuff. If you got to be like on these rooftop areas and like jumping across the rooftops. Some of them I never figured out how to get. There's one that I have no idea how to get. We'll see if we can do it. What I'd like to do when I play this is I like to try to go through and get everything. Like take out all the soldiers anyway. Before moving on. Can't see shit. I'm not popping up though. Well, is that enough to knock him out? Okay, cool. I think that's 2 down. All those soldiers are dead. Smoke grenade, that could be useful. But only in a fight. I don't want to use it if we don't have to. What? Hey, who? What? Did he see that guy? He did.
Come on, wake up.
No. Go back to sleep. Go back to sleep. Alright. The trap is set.
We're under attack.
These fucking guys.
We're under attack.
I'm kind of cheesing it. There's another dude over there. See? How did he see shit?
What?
Look at all these Mark II rounds, or MK2 rounds. I am loaded up, man. I think there's a way to get into this building from under here. Yeah, that's right. But you gotta watch out, because I think that there may be snakes under here. I'm not sure. It seems like there is. There's something. Maybe I'm thinking of a different place. Suppressor. Anybody in here? Hope you guys don't mind. I'm going to play a good chunk of this just with the night vision on because... Hey, there's some music. Here we go. What do we got? We got The Fury. Oh, that's a good track. You guys don't know that one yet. I mean, if you played Snake Eater, you do. Snake Eater had a good soundtrack. It was very James Bondish. James Bondage. Is there a porno character named James Bondage? I think there's a way to jump across here. Let's see if this is it. That is not it. In fact, I almost gave myself away. Oh, Snake, you can't shoot for shit. So yeah, if you go up here, there's a couple of more items. This is another way into that building, by the way. The item I don't know how to get is that over there. You can't jump across here. I don't know any way across there. So I don't know, maybe you have to blow up the building or something, but I've never been able to get it. There are a couple more items if you go in there, this building. Since we've knocked everybody out, we might as well, right? I've used to come up here and I try to hide up here, but you can, because there's like this little sniper's position. But it's kind of hard to know when you can climb down because, as you can see, you can't really get a great view. But look at that. There's a sniper rifle over there. So obviously if you can score that sniper rifle, that's going to come in handy on this particular level. It's really going to come in handy on this level. See how dark it is in here? Jeez, it's nuts. Let's turn that on again, but let's switch it from night vision to normal so we get the indicator where the items are. That's something that the game doesn't really tell you. You just kind of have to find out. Looks like I'm full up on pentazamine. I think you can climb out this window. It's quite a drop. Oh, there you go. Let's see. What you see? I saw it and I was like, yeah, but it's not even. It's just tranq rounds, so it's like not even worth really trying. If it was something important like a rare weapon, I would have absolutely looked up how to do it. There is one more room you can go into over there in that building, that one, but there's no reason to go over there, so we're just going to move on. I believe we have to be careful, though, because we've got a couple patrolling soldiers coming through here. You can see their tracks right there. So if we were going to have to hug this wall a little bit. But let's grab... Oh, we can't jump up there. You see you can see it on the Well, now you can see him very clearly. But you can also see him on the radar when you have the solid eye on. Switch it to normal. Wait for him to turn around. Yeah, that night vision really helps out with just, not even when it's dark necessarily, just when you can't see. Or just if the enemies are wearing camouflage. It's really helpful. Again, if you haul ass and you get over here without even, like if you bypass all that stuff I just did, you can, it'll still be dark by the time you get over here. You got a couple of soldiers. Get that night vision back on. Okay, so this area... Oh, shit. Is he coming?
Come on, wake up.
What did he see? I don't even know what he saw. That's tricky. Oh, maybe it's the guys back at the base. Or when I came into the stage that I took out. Maybe rebel fighters. Oh, he's got green, so he might be on my side. I'm not sure. My battery's about to die anyway. We are going to stick to this wall and play it safe. That is not what that meant. He is absolutely not a rebel fighter, is he? No. He's with the PMC. I wonder if I can, while he's distracted, pop off a headshot. He didn't know he just got shot. I haven't really been using the threat ring enough, I think. Maybe that'll indicate a little bit more. Can you tell it's been a while since I played this? So far, we're almost entirely unspotted. They haven't noticed me enough to call in for backup yet, so we're doing pretty good. I don't remember if there are any mines through here. I hope not. Nobody on the threat ring, though. Well, there's one. See, they have really good camo. All right. There's no way up from here, though. You have to jump down and go over here. There we go. Is that right? Yeah. All right. We're doing okay. Can you go in this building? I don't remember. Nope. It's nothing. We don't even have a threat ring now, so it's kind of looking like we're home free. We're in the clear. Cool. Let's cruise. Oh, this area gets a little bit confusing. There are a couple of multiple diverging paths through here. I got a call coming in. Is that Otacon? Yeah?
Snake, there's someone I'd like you to meet. A member of the mission staff. A psychological counselor.
Psychological counselor?
A lot of soldiers can't handle the stress of battle. End up panicking. She'll be useful in helping you understand the mindset of both the PMC and rebel soldiers.
Oh, no.
She?
Rosemary.
Oh, she followed me to this game, too. Snake, do you know what tomorrow is?
Nice to meet you, Snake.
This is Rosemary. She used to work as a data analyst at the Pentagon, but moved to combat support during the Big Shell incident.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. She was in charge of Jack's files, wasn't she?
After that, she studied psychology. And now she's a counselor with CSP, the Combat Stress Platoon.
Yeah, I hear psychological counseling's the hot field these days. Increased combat efficiency and productivity, all without ever picking up a gun.
I'll be acting as your personal counselor on this mission. Since the passing of the new millennium, one of the most important issues facing today's military is the mental care of its soldiers. I can also provide advice on soldier psychology from a threat assessment perspective. Contact me anytime. I'll be standing by here at home with Roy, but I'm on a different circuit. The frequency is 147.79.
Her advice will have a positive effect on your psych gauge. Survival on the battlefield depends on your psychological well-being. Lose your cool and your body stops doing what you tell it to. Even a veteran soldier like you.
I know. Mind, body, technique. Some things haven't changed with time.
When your psyche is running low, ask her for advice. It'll help keep you in peak condition and focused on the mission.
By the way, Colonel, isn't that your house?
Well, yes.
Then the woman you married, the one that Meryl was talking about.
Is Rosemary, yes.
Oh, jeez.
Didn't I tell you before?
News to me. What about Jack?
Jack?
Jack, from Foxhound. Codename Raiden. I seem to remember him being engaged to Rose.
Oh. We lost all trace of him.
Jack's gone. I used to work with the guy. He saved Sonny from the Patriots.
He disappeared soon after that.
What about you? Jack disappeared and you just moved in on Rose?
I was consoling her over her loss, and one thing just led to another.
She's young enough to be your daughter.
Yeah, lucky me, huh?
Now I see why Meryl was so disgusted.
Meryl said something about me.
Yeah, I believe her words were, "I'll never forgive that womanizing piece of shit."
I see.
Colonel, you knew she was our informant in the Middle East, didn't you? Was it you who put her up to it?
Yes. I used my connections in the army to get Meryl the job.
You wanted your daughter someplace where you could keep an eye on her.
Look, everybody involved in the incident at Shadow Moses either lost their job and status, or in the case of Meryl and Mei Ling, got brushed aside. Meryl wanted to make a comeback, a difference. We can't all be as strong as you, Snake. Some of us can't bear living like pariahs.
Since Shadow Moses, I've been branded a criminal.
I think of it as my own small way of making it up to my daughter. My own flesh and blood. In any case, call Rosemary if you ever need advice.
I'd rather not. You know, I don't think I ever have. In the 20 times I've played this game, I've never once called Rose. I have no idea what she says. You guys know how I feel about Rose. Through this area... Okay, so these guys are friendlies for me. At least right now. I can let them maybe rush in ahead. And I will sneak around the back ways. Oh, you know what? There is a hidden path. There's a little cave somewhere. Is that it? That is it. Let's go for it. Maybe we can just sneak behind enemy lines. Enemy lines. Get ourselves a compress, too. Now that is not a rebel soldier. That's a guy waiting. That's an ambush is what that is.
Hey.
I think. I'm pretty sure.
Rise and shine. What?
I'm pretty sure. I can't tell. Yeah, okay. Okay, I don't feel bad now.
Is this some kind of joke? We've got company.
Maybe. We're gonna let them duke it out, though. Actually, I think the guys in the red hats are on my side. But that guy wasn't, see? I saved him. But this guy I can wake up.
shit up.
I wonder if he's going to be pissed at me, though.
Hey.
No. He forgave me. Hey, just playing a joke.
Who was that?
Not this guy, though. He's not getting up. He's not on our side. See, look. He's got the praying mantis. Nope. What PMC is that? With the octopus. I don't know. I don't remember their name. But there's a couple of them soldiers through here. So anyway, we've got our solid eye, but we're not using it. Let's set it to normal and move through to the next zone.
What's going on? What?
A lot of huhs and wahs. Huh? What? Huh? What? Okay, yeah. So friendlies are green. That guy is not green. He's not a friendly. Ooh, we have that sniper rifle. Why don't we... Should we use that? Fuck yeah, dude. Fuck yeah. It's sniper time. I haven't unlocked it yet. The SVD. Alright, and let's customize it. Can we? How do you customize? Oh, you can't customize it. Is it? I don't think it's silenced, so we can't. Semi-auto infantry sniper rifle developed to provide supporting fire from a distance of several hundred meters. Officially introduced in '63, uses powerful 7.62 millimeter 54R rounds modified with steel cores to give it a long-range capabilities. Also employs a 10-round box magazine, allowing for continuous suppressing fire. Wields high penetrative power even at long range. Doesn't tell me if it's silenced. There is these icons up in the top right. I think E, or the STB, is that the silenced? Is that the ability or the noise? If it's an E, that's pretty awful. So never mind, we are not going to use that. Maybe we should just stick with that then. We'll stick with our... Oh, you know what though? I do want to keep that P90 equipped though. And I don't know what happened. Maybe I must have burned through all of my... all of my silencers. So let's grab a couple more. You have to get multiple ones, and I think he'll auto-equip them if you do. And laser sight. We probably have enough for the laser sight now. It's so much better with the laser sight. So that is... That guy is an enemy soldier, by the way. So we want to keep an eye on him. And if we can, why not just take him out? Still want to be cautious through here. I don't remember the enemy movement patterns. But we want to pick up extra Drebin points. And that is one of the things that really worked pretty well for this game, was they give you an incentive to take out some of the soldiers. Not necessarily to kill them, but to take them out. Like, getting them Drebin points allows you to unlock more weapons, kind of progresses your inventory a bit more. And if you're a completionist, like this game came out when they first introduced trophies, to give you an idea. Trophies were patched in.
Huh? We're under attack.
And some of the trophies are damn near impossible to get, by the way. Like, I've never gotten Platinum Trophy in this game, after all the times I played it. Because I think one of the trophies is like, beat the game on the hardest difficulty and not get spotted at all. And you guys saw how I play. What are the chances of that? But this was also from a time before there were like pro gamers. People who pick like their game and that's like their one jam. So it's really from an era of gaming when everything that we have now is just starting. Not to say that this game sparked any pro gamers, although it did have... did this one have Metal Gear Online? Yeah, they kept trying Metal Gear Online, and this had a version of Metal Gear Solid Online. Or MGO, Metal Gear Online. But it never really caught on. And I don't think the servers are even still up. It wasn't particularly great, to be quite honest. It never really worked. The Metal Gear Online that they launched with Metal Gear Solid 5 is pretty good, though. Even still, I would say it's not terribly bad. Not the same, though. Who's that?
Who is this? Snake. That voice. There's an ambush ahead.
Raiden?
Government and PMC troops. You could be shot from anywhere. Watch your surroundings. Look to the distance.
Is this Jack?
Jack is dead. Snake, I'm at your side.
Wait.
Cool. Raiden's not dead. He just disappeared for a while. Okay, these guys are on my side. Watch for the red berets is what we're looking for.
Okay. Oh, it was you.
Yeah, it's just me. If you fuck with them, though, they will turn on you. So don't do that. The way I tend to do this area...
Let's go.
And by the way, when you look at your map, you really can't tell the difference. I think this guy is on my side, but he doesn't like me. That's why he's orange. So there's multiple ways that you can do this.
PMC sniper. Keep
Yeah.
your eyes peeled.
Yeah, we're gonna
Keep
go
low
around.
and stay
That's why.
behind cover.
That's why I'm going around. Because of the PMC sniper. I'm gonna try to take out the sniper from behind. You gotta do some master flips. And let me tell you, man, that takes some crackerjack timing right there. Even though you don't have to do it at all, apparently. Wait a sec. There's a guy coming up around the ridge. It's kind of sloppy fire, but you know what? Take him out. Look at how many shots I've got. I can afford it. I kind of miss the dive button. There's a... when you play Metal Gear 5, there's a button that lets you dive. By the way, this is also the first time that you can aim while moving. Dudes, just think back to when we were playing Metal Gear Solid 1. None of this movement was available. You couldn't move around like this. None of this like crouch walk, none of this dive, none of this aiming while you're moving kind of stuff. You just couldn't do it at all. Did I get a scope on a couple of guys over there? Yeah. Okay. Let's go around this way because we know we've already cleared it. You can switch shoulders. Oh, there we go. But you can't mark enemies. That wasn't a feature of the Metal Gear series. This guy's backing right into us here. Oh, side crawl. I think we got him. I think it's spotted, or somebody else got alerted when we took that guy out through the grass. Can't see him, just see a little bit of movement. I think I got him too. Cool. Dudes, I'm playing on like a 15-inch screen, so if you can see that, just know that I did that shot blind. I couldn't see shit, but I still got him. Still got him. No incentive to do the hold-up in this one, though. This area is pretty cool, though, because there are so many diverging paths and routes. And you don't really know when somebody's going to pop around a corner. Like, I can tell there's something over there. Oh, he's just really good camo on this guy. I'm going to see if I can do a hold-up on him. It's risky, but why not? Drop your shit. Oh, he just kind of gives up.
It's the enemy.
Oh, there was another guy right next to him. See? That's what I get for... Oh, hey look. He didn't have enough time to call for backup. Cool. Is this guy getting up? Do not get up. Stay the fuck down. By the way, all tranquilizer ammo, if you weren't aware, the gun down in the bottom right corner, the icon being blue like that, indicates that it's a tranquilizer. I try to go through and not kill many people if I don't have to. It's a mostly non-violent game, really. It's an anti-war game, if you can believe it. Not really anti-war. It's crazy, though, the idea of GW, of what you're fighting, the guns of... What are they calling it? Guns of the Patriots? Or no, Sons of the Patriots, SOP. If you shut down the AI that you weren't able to shut down from Metal Gear Solid 2, that thing that Sonny wrote a virus for, if you shut it all down, basically, it's like media control, it's like information control, all to keep the world in a state of perpetual war, using PMCs, private military companies, fueling the fans of hate between nations, etc., between people. If you shut it all down, you're also shutting down modern technology. You're shutting down all flow of information. It's like basically shutting down the entire internet. That's kind of what this game is really about. Yeah, come to think of it, there's no, like... Wow, in this game, it's the only... Is this the only Metal Gear where there's no... nuclear-equipped bipedal tank? They had the Shagohod in 3, which was not bipedal. It was like a tank kind of a thing, but it was the early prototype for a mobile nuclear tank. Oh, this area is really cool, by the way. But it is busy. Look at this. There are just soldiers running everywhere. And I believe if you take those guys out, they just keep coming. So you don't want them to spot you. But you've got some of your guys up here. That guy's got a... I think he's got a red beret on. I think he's one of ours. Yeah, he's one of ours. I'm going to try to just go around. I don't know if I can blend in. Make sure my camo is matching the ground. I'm not going to inch 2 centimeters at a time. But I might get spotted. Get to that grassy patch. So you really just have to hold still to... So we want to try to actually... oh, I didn't even finish what I was saying. I do that a lot. Yeah, you got to just hold still to match your camo. So I'm going to try to, like, clear these guys out. Maybe...
You okay?
Maybe if I can clear these guys out, then my rebel buddies can come up, running up. Maybe.
We got company.
Seems like it. They haven't sounded their victory yet, though, but they are moving in. You got a couple more stragglers here. Straggler? Is it stragglers or scragglers? I think I said scragglers, but I meant stragglers. Yeah, this area is pretty cool because, by the way, there are multiple ways in. Like these trenches. Where? Who? How?
Can't spare any reinforcements. You'll have to make do.
They spotted me and they call for reinforcements. Never mind those other guys. Get out of there, dude. Oh, Snake. It's actually decent physics on that. I think do they know where I am? I think they do. Nope. If you look at that alert, I'm in evasion mode now, which means they lost track of me. Damn, dude, did they take out all of my guys? They're pushing them back, man.
We've got company.
I gotta take him out again. Where did he go?
Suppressing fire. Go, go.
What is my mission here? So it's just Otacon and Rosemary.
The facility where Naomi's being forced to do research is still a ways off.
Yeah.
Use the destination mark on your radar to figure out where to go. There's a battle raging in the area surrounding the power station. Be careful.
Yeah, mostly I'm just kind of caught up in their fight.
Hello,
Trying to avoid
Snake.
gunfire.
What do you have for me, Rose?
Your psych is starting to slip a little. Are you all right?
I'll be fine.
Snake, the gauge below your life gauge is your psych gauge.
Yeah, you told me about that.
Then you'll hear it again. The psych gauge affects the rate at which your life gauge recovers. In other words, how fast your wounds heal. It also greatly influences how well you perform various actions. When your psych gauge is full, your life recovers quickly and you shouldn't have any problems doing what you need to do. Remember, your body isn't the only thing driving your performance. Your mind is every bit as important.
Hey, I don't let my mental state affect my combat efficiency.
You may think that, Snake, but the truth is, you're not as young as you used to be.
Could have fooled me.
It's your psyche that's keeping you alive inside. So you better take it seriously. Keep a close eye on your psych gauge.
All right.
For somebody who's all about psychology and mental state of soldiers, she has a way of throwing a wrench in everything, doesn't she? So yeah, the character's stress level is way up, but you notice the longer I hang back out here, away from, like, I'm in the gunfire, but I'm not getting shot at, and they're not hunting me right now, so it's actually dropping. The stress is dropping. Oh, here we go. There's other things you can do in here too, by the way. Like, and by that I mean, I think that there's extra stuff, like, of course we found ourselves another Playboy. Alright. This just got way more interesting. Grab a compress. It's totally optional to, like, even go into this, this building, the structure. But if you're doing a thorough playthrough, like we are, then you want to probably check it out. It's just too dark if you don't have your night vision on. This kind of looks like the that area where you found Sokolov in the last game, or in Sneak Eater. Hey, there we go. Now we're all free and clear. All right. It's a neat room. What do we got going on? Oh, I should probably have that, the solid eye on. Oh, see, look. Climbed under the desk, and then I almost, like, blacked out because it's so dark. Oh, here we go. Night vision. Oh, it's because my battery was dead or something. No, I just had it off. That's why. Hey, buddy. We'll just leave that night vision on and then click it on and off. It's a little bit annoying that you can... You have to go through the menu to turn it on and turn it off, you know? Why do I seem to recall that you could blow this thing up or something? Seems like there's something like that. And then also, there is a way, there's an item up there, but the only way to get to that second courtyard is to crawl across this wire. So I'm going to show you guys how you get up there. Because you tuned in for the extra secrets, the super bonus round, the ultra thorough playthrough. That's right. What an awesome environment, though. So cool. All right, so we got up here, right? Nice view of the battlefield. Hostile? What the hell are you talking about? I thought they cleared them out. Were there like a couple of soldiers left? I thought we cleared this place out. Whatever, dude. Maybe it's just that guy playing a joke because he doesn't like me. I'm pretty sure that's what happened there. So anyway, yeah, you got to shimmy across here. I think this is the only way to reach this area. There might be another way, though. These games, sometimes they'll just have multiple routes. But there we go. Get that rifle scope. A couple other items as well. And then we got a ladder right here, which I'm not going to use. I'm just going to jump down because Solid Snake, even though he's like, looks like he's 80 years old, can still handle a 30-foot drop from a ladder. Yeah, sure, no problem. Snake doesn't miss leg day. And he takes supplements, so his bones are extra strong. Ooh, that's what I needed right there. The FIM 92A. FIM 92. For taking out helicopters. I wonder if we can take out those helicopters in the first stage, in the Middle East. Yeah, it's your buddy. It's just me. It's your buddy. Don't sweat it, brother. So. Do not shoot me. Do not do it. Oh, you can't drive vehicles in this one, by the way. Kind of a bummer, I know. Kind of a flippin' bummer. What's over here? I don't remember. I guess there's nothing. What is that? Another Playboy. Is it worth it? All right. It's the same issue, by the way. You can't... you don't get multiple issues of the Playboy. There's one issue of the Playboy. Multiple copies. I guess they resupply them every month? I don't know. I mostly just read it for the articles. Wish there aren't any in that particular issue. It's a good pattern. Looks like barbed wire. Or like fencing or something. Jerk. Ooh, got the sneak on Snake. Got the sneak on Snake. Fucking monkey. Yeah, well, at least he gave us a trade.
Yo.
Oh, it's driven.
You. Come on, hop in. It's getting rough out there. I don't think so. We meet again.
You've been following me.
You seem like an interesting guy, so I decided to check you out. Sit down. lot of legends about you out there in the intel community. Especially in the CIA. You know those nanomachines I injected you with back in the Middle East? They let me track your location.
I knew it.
Figures. The B&Bs are here.
B&Bs?
Things are about to get hairy.
B&Bs.
You never heard of them? They're Beauty and the Beast. Together they're called the B&B Corps. They're a squad of enhanced female soldiers, belong to the PMCs. Anytime there's a mess that needs cleaning up, they're on the scene leading the elites.
That's a female.
Probably freelancers hired by the PMCs. They run out of a separate parent organization. Guess it's time for good old Drebin to let you in on a few things. Ever since you showed up in the Middle East, the B&B Corps has got orders to kill. Their #1 priority is to eliminate some guy on sight. A guy named Solid Snake.
Oh, snap.
But from where I'm sitting, Old Snake seems a little more appropriate.
Old, huh?
Cheer up. That's the bad news. Word on the street says that beneath those ugly-ass suits, the B&Bs are real babes. Drop dead gorgeous. They also say each one of them's been traumatized by war. Badly. They weren't even soldiers to begin with, you know. More like victims of war. They suffered shell shock on the battlefield. Post-traumatic. It damaged their minds pretty much beyond repair. So the only way they could cope with the reality of battle was to become war machines themselves. The remnants of their human side are buried deep within. The beast, that's what you see on the outside. War transforms a snake into beasts.
War transforms us.
But deep within that shell, something human survives. A fragile, scarred heart. Without a shell to protect it, it's like the yolk of an egg. Word going round is their natural flesh and blood bodies can't survive in the open for more than a few minutes. And they've been convinced that by killing Snake, their minds will be cleansed. They think it's gonna free them from all the pain, and all the fury, and all the sorrow. Which makes these babes pretty much obsessed with killing you. 4 B&Bs have been identified so far. The one you just saw was Raging Raven. There's also Laughing Octopus, a master of mimicry, and Crying Wolf. She runs on 4 legs. And finally, the mistress of mind control, Screaming Mantis.
Mantis?
Yeah. There used to be a guy by that name in the US military. A Russian psychic. He could control people's minds. I guess she inherited the title. She keeps the other B&B's minds in check with her powers.
Octopus, Raven, Wolf, Mantis.
You got it. They're the Snake Hound unit, and they've got you in their sights. Shit. I'd hate to be in your shoes.
Drebin. I thought no one was supposed to be able to hack into the system. Are you with the Patriots?
No, sir. I ain't no lalilulelo. I mean, I know Patriot.
You can't say Patriots if you're with the
You
Patriots.
say Patriot. I guess that means you're clean, right?
The nanomachines I got in me are different from the military kind. No speech restrictions for me.
The hell are these Patriots? Are they human?
Not anymore, they ain't. They're the law of this world, created over the course of history. They're what holds this world together, keeps this whole mess in check. The Patriots are America, the world's greatest military power. They are the war economy, which makes you and me just cogs in a much grander schematic. I mean, someone obviously had to start the whole thing at the beginning, but now their law has taken on a life of its own.
A life of its own?
Yep. The country, the war economy, it ain't run by people. It's run by the system. No need for high-level decision-making authority. It's all handled by a massive, yet simple information processing system. An AI. It works just like natural law. The world's a much simpler place than most folks realize.
What does that mean?
Every aspect of the Patriot system is closely monitored by 3 peripheral AIs and a core AI that ties them all together. The SOP system is one part of that. It's all backed up by a foolproof control system. So not even yours truly can sneak inside the Patriots' AIs.
What if, hypothetically, someone found a way?
If they could fool the IDS. I guess they could use it as a haven to lay low.
Haven?
You know, like a tax haven. In the internet society, we have net havens, data havens. A haven is someplace where social conventions and the rules of the net don't apply. Back in the 20th century, the super rich would open bank accounts in countries without income tax laws. Not a bad way to evade paying taxes. Now we've got us a society where everybody's DNA and personal info is totally controlled by the nanomachines inside their bodies. Won't be long before people start using havens to escape from ID control. I guess you could say my gun laundering kind of borrows from the haven concept, after a fashion. Even so, good luck finding a way to access the Patriots' AIs from the outside. It's absolutely impossible. No chance in hell. Like I said, there's no breaking into those AIs from the outside.
But Liquid's got something in mind. You sure there's no way?
I'm just a gun launderer. Only reason I'm interested in you is because you start a lot of fires.
So you say.
All
I still
right,
don't
then.
trust him.
You need me? Just give me a ring. Go on. Get your ass back inside. Now!
That monkey really wants to smoke.
I have you.
Tries like a maniac. Oh, there's some good information there. So what's really fascinating is that Snake can't pass on his genetics. He can't pass anything on. But he's still fighting for the future. He's fighting for people who can, which is really fascinating. And also the whole thing about not being able to say the Patriots if you have nanomachines. It's like language control, something that pops up in Metal Gear Solid 5 as well. Language is a method of controlling people's minds. Fascinating stuff. Anyway, I'm going to cap this episode right there, and we're going to go and get Naomi in the next one. All right, let's do it.